Thank you. Yes.
All right.
No,
We all go in there and raise hell. I don't support any bills coming out of here. Government is mind control.
That's
Just
right.
so you know.
If you guys have you guys read this? All you lobbyists sitting on these couches, did you guys read these bills or not? I asked this gentleman earlier what he was supporting with healthcare. He didn't want to answer. All these people are probably the root of all the evil, where all the money comes from. All these lobbyists. If anybody has a positive thing to say to me, let's have a conversation. If you guys are supporting these nasty bills, then we don't support you. It's just facts. Hello everyone, welcome back to the stream. Let's try to get back up to like 1,000 people. It crashed on me due to overheating, and we've gone through a majority of these bills so far. We're here to oppose AB 1997.
You have to stop your blood from boiling as heat of your electronics.
No, I don't know what the heck is up with it. This thing is so...
Oh, it wants us to hold it again.
No. I actually got to plug in my phone.
Oh, sorry. No, sorry.
Hey, and did you guys notice? Nobody had a positive thing to say to me. Nobody wanted to talk about any of these bills. Any of these lobbyists, they all care about money. They don't care about the rights of the human people. Right? They're all about the corrupt dollars. The blood money, right? AB 2223, no criminal or civil prosecution for a dead baby after it's born.
Hello, my name is...
It's blood money. It's treason. It's a violation of our rights. And y'all are accepting money and pushing money to the forefront of these responses instead of the rights of the people.
With AB 1940, California is doing something it has never done before by providing direct state funding for school-based health centers. It can help support generations of children, especially in underserved areas, with access to a nurse and a level of health care. But AB 1940 goes beyond health care to enable abortion through the schools, behind the backs of parents, destroying the child and parent bond. Abortion leaves emotional and sometimes physical scars in this child and children. I know.
Is this the person that wrote the bill?
I have 4 abortions. So
It's
I'm
gotta be,
readily
right?
familiar with the process.
Because normal people don't get to talk this long.
I have suffered for more than 30 years. Abortion hurts.
Actually, the people they work for don't get to talk this long.
And some were never able to have children. Some of them were led on paths of drug addictions, alcoholism, suicide. The shame and regret is rare and can last a lifetime. As a sidewalk counselor, I have personally witnessed school resource officers bringing in young girls as young as 12 years old for abortions at the abortion clinics. They are young and they are naive and scared to tell their parents. I have personally walked side by side with some of these young moms that were afraid. I have watched these scenarios play out. I have pictures of these babies and their moms, and they are all very thankful someone was there to guide them in the right path. It is very important to have a strong pro-life advocate, not someone who believes abortions is the answer. As women, we are not promised children. Teachers and school nurses shouldn't be abortion advocates, but that's what AB 1940 will do. The bill changes the Health and Safety Code to authorize these new school-based health centers to provide primary medical care that includes reproductive health services through mobile health and telehealth. Reproductive health services is a code for abortion. That means AB 1940 will direct state funding for school-based health centers to provide abortion services to children on school campuses through the state. The next step will be to provide
on school campus. That's like the freaking. That's like AB or SB 866.
Education will be in charge of administering the new school-based health program under AB 1940. The people who are in charge of educating our children.
This girl is a freaking fraud.
Providing chemical and surgical abortion services through the schools on campuses. As a parent and a grandparent myself,
she has no emotion behind this.
Parents want to know their children are safe.
She's reading a script.
Not coerced into making a right decision without their parents' knowledge. I'm talking about our children, your children. Please amend AB 1940 to remove the divisive issue of abortion funding in our schools.
So, with other witnesses in support?
See, did she write that other bill too? Consolidation and tracking fairness. That was 2080. Yeah, 2080 was no good.
Mr. Chair, members, Allison Rainey on behalf of the Dental Association. Anybody on 1940?
How come they turned that down?
Kelly Brooks on behalf of the Association of California Healthcare Districts in support.
Yeah. This is the one where they're trying to get rid of non-competes. 2080. That lady right there, Solace, she just wrote a bill to try to get rid of non-competes, or in her words, anti-competitive terms. Okay. And the way all these people can slither into all these organizations with no non-competes, and they'll be able to report back to their other little bosses and just hostile take over these organizations. That lady is not good. She's writing these types of bills. 1940, what she just spoke on. They're trying to allow appropriate clinical health services on site by qualified health professionals. You know, with things like SB 866 coming through, allowing 12-year-olds to get vaccinated without their parents' knowledge and consent. They're like, all these bills have synergy together. Like, these are not good. And anybody that lobbies with any of these bills, I don't know where your conscience is.
Give this to your friend.
We got these.
They won't understand it, so if something happens to their own children or grandchildren.
All right, so where are we at? On to the next one, so we can call them out on their bull crap. Mobile mental health crisis response teams. Better look at it. What time? Which one is it? 2951. I don't think so. Yeah, we are. Yeah. Hop in. Step into the ring. WWE coming to you live.
We didn't know you guys were coming down here until I went onto your YouTube.
Oh yeah. My stream just crashed. Yeah, but I had to restart it. We're back up to about 200. But they're voting on 1940. We went over that one. I think that's the one where they're trying to get rid of non-competes. Am I correct? No, that was 2080. This one's the one where they're... Huh?
That's a big packet.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Members, Trump presented AB 2951 to create a pilot program to help one city establishment.
Like, this health committee is so corrupt. They're the ones that passed. I think it's this health committee. They passed. What was it? AB 2223 onto the House of Origins, basically.
Yeah, we were here last Tuesday.
It was a mess. And the wording they used was, "Oh, this one's out. This one's out." Right? It sounded like it was squashed, but they're little snakes, man.
They are. Wendy just said, because she's looking at it online, that she's finding a ton of the health bills with abortion being headed in there.
Okay, they're on 2951 right now. I don't think that... You're good.
Which bill are you getting for?
Same one you guys.
Okay, cool.
So,
Fantastic.
I only knew you guys were here because of him.
that's what's up.
I was wondering what was going on with the convoy today.
Here,
And I was like, oh, they're already
Californians
down
are
there, so
here.
we turned around.
Some of us
We were
are.
going to the raceway and we ended up coming here.
that's awesome.
Some of them are prepping. Yeah, no problem. Some of them are prepping at the raceway right now. They're having to get rid of a couple of reefer trailers and do some prepping because I think we're gonna be taking off here in the next before Saturday. Let's just say that. I'm not gonna put a day out there, but
Like Thursday or Friday. Like,
I'm pretty sure that we're going to be convoying down here tomorrow. I would imagine. Today was like a break day. A lot of people had to do some work on our trucks, wiring.
1797 is the next one in line. Okay.
I'm
So right now they're reading this one right here. Hey bud, can I get this like little post thing? Thanks.
Okay.
Like, how many mental health crises do we really have that require an immediate mobile response? Are they trying to
Just for the police officers to be my only mobile response.
Right, and they're already getting trained in de-escalation.
So I don't think
So
we really need
what is this? What is this even for? Why are we spending tax dollars on this? Like, there's yes, there's mentally unstable people out there, but do we really need to be making a department for this? Like, who makes these bills up? Like, they're just trying to find more funding so they can stuff their pockets with all these lobbyists again. With all these lobbyists trying to stuff their pockets. Especially that guy right there.
I thought you said that his truck was stolen.
like you didn't see it. I was like, oh crap, it's not there.
That's why he ran out. He's never been inside. Stolen.
Yeah. And now, almost all the cars are gone.
Siri doesn't do a good job.
Oh, okay.
All right, back to the bill. I got distracted. Squirrel. All right.
Siri, give yourself a thinking.
So yeah, do they really need a mobile mental health crisis team? In my opinion, no.
It didn't even get out. I didn't even say it.
So again, Solace, the one that's trying to get rid of non-competes, is the one that wrote this bill. She's trying to get rid of non-competes, or in her terms, anti-competitive terms. In her words, you know, so people are used to hearing the term non-compete, but they decided to switch it up to anti-compete or whatever it was. I can go back and look at it. It was 2080. Because that one was just effed up, man. I don't know why they would even think that into proposing legislation like that. Like, who thinks that crap up? And then you got lobbyists. All they care about is money. They're going to try to support it just because the person that they're supporting has power or leverage. So anti-competitive terms. That's what Solace decided to word that as. But essentially, that's a non-compete. So 1797's up next. That one right there is allowing all government agencies full access to medical records. Vax records, I should say. Let's find it in here. You know what? I got it in my pocket, actually. The quick version of it. Creates immunization tracking system. Yeah, that's one it is. Creates immunization tracking system giving all government agencies access to vax records of all persons. That's an online social credit score system, just like the digital ID at the northern border. It's bringing communistic policies to the land of the free, and we do not consent. Call your reps, call your senators, call your House reps, call your health committees, call your governors, and tell them to vote no on all this garbage, and vote them out. Vote them out. Tell them, demand a response. They work for you. If they do not respond within 30 days, they are now under notice and opportunity / contractual agreement. And they are required to respond. Okay, make them do their jobs because they obviously don't want to do them. All these lobbyists are paying their bills for them. So, you know, all these lobbyists are paying their bills instead of taking the funding from the people they work for.
Okay.
Can I get that post, dude? Sorry.
I'll keep an eye on your 12.
I know something has to do with
Where's 17?
Somebody else goes, oh, I'm fine.
It was 1797, right? Yeah, 1797.
Oh, yeah.
If you didn't think these other bills, everyone on my stream, if you guys didn't think these other bills was a violation of our constitutional rights, this one right here, okay, AB 1797, creates an immunization tracking system giving all government agencies access to vax records of all persons. Have they amended this? I don't know. But we're going to read it right now with the papers that they are giving out as the bills are going through the Health Committee. Requires, instead of permits, a healthcare provider and specified entities to disclose certain information from a patient's certain information. Interesting. So what is their definition of certain information? Okay, from a patient's medical record or client's record to local health departments operating countrywide or regional immunization information and reminder systems in the Department of Public Health, includes patient or client's race or ethnicity, an existing list of information that must be disclosed by the healthcare providers and other agencies as specified from a patient's client or medical record. Requires, instead of permits, a healthcare provider and other agencies, including but not limited to schools, children's facilities, childcare facilities, service providers for the California Special Supplemental Food Programs and Women's Infants, Children, healthcare plans, foster care agencies, and somebody's calling me. Don't call me, I'm busy. Please text me. Okay. Includes patients or clients' race, ethnicity, blah, 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 blah. Purpose of... What does race and ethnicity have to do with anything? Just saying. Especially for immunization information systems. Like, it's one race, it's the human race.
But there are a couple of counties like
Expands the purposes for the use information collected by and reported to the immunization information systems to include, in the case of school child care facilities and family child care homes and country human services agencies in the event of public health emergency, to perform immunization status assessment of pupils, adults, and clients to ensure health and safety. Is it up? Okay, let's go.
Copy on that.
Go ahead, I'm not.
Okay, so we're going to go listen to him talk. I'm going to continue reading this while I'm in line here. Okay, so requires, instead of permits, existing information collected for purposes of immunization information systems to be shared with LHDs and DPH. Okay, so instead of permits, okay, so they're just going to have access to your medical records and your immunization status without your consent. Okay? That is an online social credit score system like China has, trying to get established here in the land of the free. We do not consent. This is just nonsense. Let's see. Who wrote 1771? Weber. Sheila Weber. I don't know what is on her mind when writing this crap. It's probably all these lobbyists paying her paycheck instead of working for the people. Jeez, this is just evil. This is just evil. Excuse me, sir. You're Highway Patrol. Do you feel lawfully obligated to defend this country against domestic terrorism?
Sir, I have no opinion.
What do you mean, no?
I have no opinion on that.
You have no opinion on forcing the law against domestic terrorism. I did not specify what type of domestic terrorism, and you took an oath, right, to defend this country against foreign and domestic. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so to answer my question, do you feel lawfully obligated to defend against domestic terrorism?
I feel obligated to defend my oath.
Defend your oath against what?
The Constitution, sir.
The Constitution. Foreign and what? Yes, sir? Foreign and yes, sir? Or foreign and domestic? Like, I'm just asking a question.
That's fine.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not here to give an opinion.
It's a lawful question, right? Are you going to enforce the Constitution?
You could ask that question.
Okay.
I choose not to answer.
Interesting. And what's your name and badge number?
Aguilar, 20550.
20550.
20550.
Didn't want to answer the question about defending and upholding our constitutional rights against foreign and domestic terrorism. I did not specify to him which bill I was even referring to. I just said, do you feel lawfully obligated to defend against domestic terrorism? He did not want to answer that question. Very interesting. Maybe somebody should call his supervisor and let him know what just transpired there. Clip that. 20 minutes into this new stream, we got 538 people to just witness that, sir.
Okay, we're going.
And do you wait till everybody's done, or do you leave?
No, you just leave yours and you'll go to the level of the time. There's also a disconnect regarding one of the goals of the bill, specifically regarding what schools and other entities will be able to download in a public health emergency. If that is large downloads of community data to which we're opposed, or just vaccines related to the public health emergency on an individual, student, adult, or client basis. We asked the author and the committee to define immunization status assessments to reflect the latter. We also asked that the author ensures that HIPAA and telephone follow the medical records once they're accessed by public health officials. We asked the committee to oppose the bill unless the author agrees to these requested amendments. Thank you.
Thank you very much. At this point, we'll go to others either in support or opposition, just your name, position on the bill, and the organization you represent. We'll be limiting this before we start. We'll be limiting this testimony to 45 minutes. So please come back to the department. Didn't mean to chase you away.
Quentin Levesque on behalf of California Health Coalition Advocacy, opposed unless amended.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Gail Campen. I'm a farmer from Visalia, California, and I strongly oppose 1797. Thank you.
Paul, founder of the Progressive Caucus of the California Democratic Party. Democratic activists try to get our candidates elected. Also a member of the California Attorneys for Criminal Justice and the National Association of Criminal Defense Attorneys. I strongly oppose because of the racially discriminatory aspects of the bill.
Just your name, position, and organization you represent.
Good afternoon, Chairman, members. Dennis Cuevas Romero with the California Medical Association in support.
Haley King on behalf of Protect Us and support. Rachel Gates,
in support.
educator with the People's Convoy and opposed.
My name is Megan McCune and I oppose 1797.
McKay, and I oppose, and I'm a citizen here in California.
Sharing members, Allison Rainey on behalf of the California Dental Association and support.
Brian Ritz with Los Angeles Unified School District in support.
Dental Association.
Institute in support.
All these lobbyists.
County for myself and my father who was in Dhaka and Auschwitz and was a guard at the Nuremberg trial. We don't want it to happen again.
My name is Sean Allen. I'm a resident local of Carmichael. I represent the People's Convoy, and I'm against.
My name is Stacey Martinez. I'm a licensed nurse in the state of California and I'm against this bill.
Julie Hills, Northern California, Britain folk, on behalf of People's Convoy, including this bill.
My name is Michael Haas, and I'm with People's Convoy, and I'm against this bill.
Katie Porter representing the American Academy of Pediatrics, California Division in support, as well as California School.
This is the lady, y'all. She's a lobbyist.
Good afternoon, Leilani Aguinaldo, Sacramento City Unified School District in support.
My name is Veronica from Yuba County, and on behalf represent the People's Convoy, and I am a strong opposition of AB 1797.
Good afternoon. My name is Gina Piscacci. I'm from Arden Arcade, and I'm representing the convoy here, and I strongly oppose this bill. Thank you.
Anyone else? We'll bring it back to the committee for questions or comments. Any questions or comments? Mr. Remains.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, I didn't support, I forget, what's the bill, AB 277? Man, this is it's a long time ago. The numbers all start to go away. I didn't end up supporting the vaccine mandate, but it is the law in California. My guess is the reason why there's opposition to this bill is because there's folks that don't want their name to be in a registry because they haven't got their vaccinations. That's my guess. That's probably why my public email account got spammed over the last 2 weeks. But I'm sure all of you got those as well. And look, I've
Spammed
got
with
friends and
constituents?
family,
Interesting.
who are very passionate about this issue, and I understand it. And I understand it's a very sincere concern that you have, but it is the law in California, and it's also important to make sure that our schools, that our child care centers, and others know that the folks that are the kids that are going are vaccinated, and that there is that data. I've got a 3.5, almost 4 month old, and gone through the first set of vaccines and getting ready, I think, very soon to be able to go to the next set of vaccines. And it's important to be able to have access to that information so that when she gets ready to go to school, that it's
This guy's a joke.
all lined up. So the one thing I do have a question.
This is the guy that wrote the bill.
Today.
This is the guy that wrote the bill, or a lot of these bills.
In
By the way.
regards to the question of being able to lock, so talk about that a little bit. Talk about the privacy of it and the purpose of allowing individuals to be able to lock that data.
I will let my one of my witnesses speak, and then I'll speak from a physician standpoint.
Right. So the system we have a website that parents can go to and request to have their data not shared with others. The data is still available to the state public health department, but no other providers can see it. Usually people want their own doctor to be able to see their data. So it will be locked for that patient not to be seen by the schools perhaps, or another doctor. We found in the past that most parents may have concerns, if any parent, it is a small number, if they have concerns, they may lock it, but then when they realize it's not shared with people they need it to have shared, then they unlock it. That's what's happened most of the time. But you can lock it through a request form online. It's very easy to access.
Well, why would we unlock it? What would be the purpose of it?
Just like some of us don't share all our data when we sign up for things, or when we, some people don't want other people to know, maybe, or they feel very strongly about even more strongly than the rest of us do, maybe, about privacy issues. Maybe don't understand that it is just their child's immunization history. It is no other medical history. You have to realize that it's just their immunization. This is, I would give Susan my child's yellow card. That's what's in the registry too. So it's basically that data in a wonderful resource that parents, that schools and doctors can use. Does that help?
It does. It does. And actually, just one quick story. I know we have a long hearing, but I do think it's important for us to have electronic health records and to be able to easily access it. I wish that the work that we had done in this committee last session, that we'd gotten the statewide electronic health records done. Luckily for me,
Fire this guy.
My two counties, Riverside and San Bernardino County, we do have that, and I changed from one health plan to the other health plan. But went to Home Depot.
Wherever the money is.
I stepped on a nail trying to pick up some cement. I had sandals on, went through the sandal into my foot, and my wife said, "You're going to the doctor to go get."
This guy's a joke.
She said, "When was the last time you got your tetanus shot?" And I couldn't remember. Couldn't remember the last time I got my tetanus shot. I go in, and turns out that even with the new health provider, because of the system that we've got in Benton County, that they had record, it just happened to be 10 years. And thankfully, I was able to get the tetanus shot. Didn't have to go get one, but when my baby was being born, so it actually worked out. Thankfully, they had a record of that. I think it makes sense for us to have a record, a place where that data goes into, that we can go access it without having to go in and get titers and that sort of thing to figure out which immunizations you have and you don't have. So again, I'm supportive of this today. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Say no to online social credit score systems.
Thank you, Assembly Member Dr. for bringing this forward. Really appreciate it. There's nothing better than having all that information in one place. And I think the same way as Assemblymember Mays has just said, is that I have grandchildren and children and myself. If I want to get my records, I can't remember one day from the next to where my information has gone to. I want to travel outside the country. I don't remember what I've taken, so it's really nice to have it all in one place. But I always remind myself of what my job's about. When young people ask me, what's your job? It's about safety. Whether it's streets, roads, police, fire, the public safety is a big piece of it. And so this is one of those pieces that I think we need to have to make sure we take care of all of our constituents and the people in California. So thank you for bringing it forward.
Did you have a comment, Mr. There? Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you to the author for bringing this bill forward. But I just had a quick question, and sometimes it's hard to have a conversation about this without having either side be upset with you when you're just trying to derive the data and the information. But when I was going through the analysis and speaking also to my staff, what I was trying to understand was how many schools were not providing the vaccine information necessary that requires us to have something like this in place that then requires information to be gathered. So I guess what I'm trying to figure out is what's been the issues with compliance that's requiring us to do this bill?
Online social credit score systems.
Right, so this bill, many providers already use the registry. The majority of providers use the registry. We have so many more new providers that are also using the registry now. A lot more awareness about the importance of adult immunization, for example. It's a lifespan registry, so, but primarily at first we were focusing on children, but everybody, and like I said, millions and millions of doses have gone in since COVID vaccines become available. And the goal is to make sure that all providers are using it. I want to also share that the majority of data right now is shared bi-directionally. We're linked with our electronic health records. We have great staff at CDPH, tons of folks working on making sure it's seamless and easy for healthcare providers to get that data into the registry. So we want to go the extra mile now to get those other providers that haven't been using the registry for whatever reason and make sure that they are. Does that help answer? That's one of them.
Sure.
And then the other part is making sure that schools, she wants to add to that, that schools have access to be able to see what vaccines children have. They can see the required school vaccinations right now, but
All government agencies. It's not just about schools. This is bullshit.
be able to see all the vaccines. We have some good examples of that.
Yeah, I think children move, and children move a lot. And before, like
county would have their own immunization registry, or a school would collect and they would have their own registry, their own database within their school district. And then they would move and all of that information would be lost. Our military is a very good example of that. You know, just like you said, where did I put that shot record?
These people are speaking on behalf of their lobbyists, not their own intuition or the best interest of the American people.
Having it all in one place in the state of California, where everybody from California can go within that one spot, makes so much more sense. It just gets rid of all that fragmentation.
But do you have data as to what, if there's been a challenge, or have you been able to quantify what's not being reported that is posing a problem to necessitate this?
We need to prepare for the future and make sure that all providers are accessing the system to put in the immunization data to know where our population is at. We know it's a small amount, but we want to make sure that that's happening because it's important to the whole population. Oh, and I know, yeah, go ahead.
So I think, you know, when you know better, you do better, right? And so we, you know, 10, 15 years ago, even more, when I started as a physician, we were writing on charts, right? And the issue was, do we understand everybody's handwriting, or was a paper lost, or something like that? And then we slowly started switching over to electronic medical records. I remember we did Cerner in Chicago when I was at Cook County, and then we've all switched over to a different method now. Because we know better and we do better. And most physicians are using some kind of electronic medical record. I think it would be very rare for you to go into a doctor's office and have.
They're not talking about just physicians, they're talking about all government agencies.
And I think the same thing about
This is a bunch of bullshit, it's all optics.
You know that it is better for the patients, better for the parents. If you think about it, like, where's that yellow card? I can't believe I was asked for a yellow card when I had to have a yellow card when I was a kid. To be able to have all of that information in one place, if you move, if you need to verify it for your school that your child has been immunized, you don't have to go and get copies or find something. You know, a few years ago, I went to South Africa once. I got
Fuck these people.
Yellow fever vaccine, which is a lifetime thing. I lost my yellow card, and so the next time I was going, I had to get it again. So when we know better, we do better. And this is a part of doing better, because we know that immunization registries have worked, that they're confidential. And, you know, if someone doesn't want their information shared, they don't have to have it shared. But this is just expanding it so that when that next public health crisis comes, we have as much information as possible. We're doing as much as we can for our residents to make their lives easier. And so this is why it needed to be expanded. But there's no specific data or issue.
So, since we have a long meeting, I don't want to go on, but I do want to just, my concern is we also have an imperfect system, and our imperfect system is fraught with vulnerabilities, and we've seen time and time again with information being leaked out, unfortunately, when it was unintended. So I'm quite honestly of two minds. There's no question about me supporting immunization, but sometimes I feel like we work around the edges too much on issue areas that we may rather wait to see if there's a challenge first, rather than something to create a perfect system when, again, when we're dealing with a lot of imperfections in the way we handle a lot of things, as was evidenced during this last pandemic.
Well, I think one of the good things about this system, like I said, it's been in existence for over 20 years. And so how many data breaches have the registry have over the last 20 years?
0.
Okay.
It's an excellent system, and the legislature and the state has invested well in this project, for sure. I'm happy to take any questions back and get them answered by your technical staff at the CDPH, because they have a wonderfully talented team there, and they're working hard for public health, and you should all be very proud of them.
We'll let the opposition have a question, if that's okay, Mr. Nazarian.
Thank you. I just wanted to answer, give more light to your answer. The majority of large organizations, or all large organizations, the Kaiser, UCSF, all of them, Walgreens, use the care immunization registry. Currently, who doesn't use it are mostly independent doctors, because it does take training, it does take extra software and time and effort. But those doctors still keep electronic records. I think for us, one of the key pieces here is the locking of the data. You can lock it, but the data still remains there. And so our concern really is the fact that once every doctor is required, or vaccine provider is required to put the information in that database, it means that
they're trying to confuse you.
If you're undocumented or you don't want your information in a government database, it's going to be in there. I do think the number of parents that will choose, if it were an opt-in system, that would choose to opt, not have their information put in there is very small. But the schools would still, for those parents that are what your colleagues have said, want their immunization records in one place to access them, they'd be able to do that. So we're asking for the small population of undocumented people. During COVID, it was
during COVID, she said. She admitted there's no more COVID. You heard it from her.
People here in California got vaccinated. Those people will have their information put into that database, and they're really concerned, as well as other people who just want their privacy. Thank you.
And just to that point, whenever you go and see a physician, your information is put into some kind of computerized database, whether you're documented or undocumented.
Thank you. Any further questions? If none, we don't have a motion yet.
Do you guys support the Constitution?
By Ms. Curry, second by Mr. Mays.
That's my question.
Close, Dr. Weber.
Yes, thank you. So this bill updates our already existing immunization registry. I cannot emphasize that enough. Already existing. It does not violate HIPAA laws, nor does it remove a patient or parent's right to decline having their information locked from being accessed from any other of the users. And I respectfully ask for your high vote.
Very much. This does enjoy due pass recommendation. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Wood?
Aye.
Wood, aye. Waldron? Waldron, no. Agar Curry? Agar Curry, aye. Arambula? Bigelow? Carrillo? Flora? Mayshine? Mays? Mays, aye. McCarty? Nazarian? Rivas? Rodriguez? Santiago? Garcia?
It's 3-1. We're missing about 10 members, so we'll leave the bill on call. Thank you very much. The next bill, AB 1632.
1632, huh?
Good afternoon, Chair.
Restroom access. I'm good on that.
I'll start by thanking the committee and its staff for all its work. We will be accepting the committee amendment. I'm here to present AB 1632, the Restroom Access Act, which would help provide...
It's all optics, y'all. These people are crooks. They're accepting lobbyist money over the rights of the people.
...an employee restroom if there is not a public restroom readily...
All a bunch of crooks.
There are over 3.1 million adults living in the United States with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis.
Lock them up.
These individuals often suffer from...
All those people. Bye. Hi. Hey, my name's Alex. This is my stuff right over here, just that blowhorn. Alex Glasgow. I'm gonna set this down and put this book in my backpack real quick. That huge pamphlet of stuff is gonna go in my backpack really quick like. If I can get my tripod to cooperate with me. Here we go. Okay. Sure. Right here?
Yes. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too. Do we exit here? All right. Real quick though, let's show all the lobbyists one more time. Are all you guys lobbyists? Basically, are you guys lobbyists? Yeah, they are. Most of them. Most of those guys are lobbyists. Let's actually go right down there. We'll zoom in on them all. All these lobbyists. These corrupt politicians are accepting corrupt dollars instead of the rights of the people. Fucking douche. That fucking guy. Smiling. He's probably a lobbyist. You thought I was gonna use the bullhorn? I thought about it. I honestly thought about using the bullhorn up in there, but nah. I don't want to get I don't want to get charges pressed on me. I told them all to lock them up. They all heard me. They all heard me say lock them up when I left. I knew I was going to yell something, but I also knew that it was going to be when I was leaving. Shout out to Dr. Paul Alexander. Dr. Lock 'em all up. I don't know where our people are, but what time is it? I lost the group. I don't know where Chucky's at and stuff. Guys, what time are they reconvening for 1797? Can you guys look for that? I'm gonna go get a water out of my car and check my meter. No, we've got probably 12 people up here that I know of, maybe even more. They're all kind of floating around by now. A lot of them stayed in the room after that bill was done. I got 11 minutes on my meter, so good timing. I accidentally paid for an extra 30 minutes. I need to pay for more. Well, I think there's like a limit on our parking, so I can't add more time. But I got another 40 minutes. Let me grab a water and stuff, and then we'll hit the streets again. Might have to readjust my parking here in a little bit. Let's see, what time is it? It's 3:24, so 4 o'clock. A little bit of hydration. Got to get this in me, and then we'll go look around, see what's going on. I'm on the corner of one of the corners. Not telling where I am. If you can figure it out, then you're a stalker. If you stalk me, that's a violation of my rights. Also, the only people I give authority to restream my content is Fry TV Now, Tommy Temper, and Brent for Liberty. If you are restreaming my content, you're going to get taken down. Okay, all the trolls are starting to expose themselves. God is going to come and give you the judgment you deserve to anybody that is unlawfully restreaming my content. Hello, John S. Hey, buddy. Hey, John S. How you doing? Not you. I was talking to my stream. I bet you his name's John. That'd be crazy if his name was John S. It's called copyright. It's my content. So let's see, who was that? That guy, whoever asked that can get blocked. Ty Guy 266, I didn't know he was restreaming. We'll wait for it. Go ahead. Ty Guy 66 or 266 is solid as well. I will give him permission because he's cool. Let's see, who asked that question? Where did you go? Okay, you are gone. Bye-bye. Okay, here we go. Looks like the activism is really not very active out here today. All the other protests are tearing down as well. Hey, what's up, dude? Yeah, all of our people are still in the building, it looks like. Did Mike leave? Looks like... Hold on, is his car still here? We'll try to find Mike Mattingly. I want to talk to him. He might be playing his music, getting it out of his system. If his car is still here, we're going to try to find him. Shouldn't be too hard. I can kind of peek in and see if he's got his equipment out. Normally he sets up right next to his car, so if he's not next to his car playing music, I don't know where he is. I could give him a call, but I only have his number on this phone. Excuse me. Oh yeah, he left. Yep, he left. All right. Well, we'll walk over here and see if any of the other convoy people are coming out of the building, and we'll chat with them for a little bit. If nobody's coming out, then we're gonna go ahead and head back to camp because we got to be there for the meeting at 7. Oh, there's Gail and some of the other crew. Hey, y'all.
You're pretty smart, dude. Weren't you inside the...
What'd you say?
Yeah, he was in, I think you're pretty smart.
Why did you
get back and forth so quickly with
Okay, so did you hear about the voting?
When's it?
Huh?
You
gonna tell
Oh, no, he was in there with us.
He was in the fourth row.
Yeah. I was sitting there like, I was piping up here and there.
Did you go sit in?
Oh yeah.
Then
Oh
my
yeah.
voice starts going like, yes, right, yeah.
Oh, you were saying that behind me? I was hoping they heard me at the count at the panel. Yeah, you heard me say that? It was all optics. They were like talking about like, oh, this is about the health board of the schools. It's like
they don't believe in the Constitution as well.
when I left the room, did you guys hear me when I left?
No, I had to.
I was like, lock them up, all of them. Yeah, right when I was leaving. So what's your guys' plan?
I was second in line, so I just had to say my opposition and leave.
You're not allowed to sit down after you say your piece? Interesting.
She told me no, and she works directly for Newsom.
Interesting.
The captain in charge there.
I talked to Linda 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And she said that Anthony is staying at her place.
Oh, yeah, he is. Is he's still going down there? You know
So,
what's the Anthony's slicing thing called? It's like
Border Network.
Border Network.
Okay. But he's on Rumble most of the time. I just found out he's on Rumble.
Okay.
so he's got like a little YouTube channel or something? Or like a little...
Rumble Conservative Anthony has his own blog now. Well, I don't know how long
We
he's
have to
been
single
active.
file here.
Yeah. Oh, for the bicyclists?
What's your name?
Alex Glasgow.
My name is Veronica.
Veronica, nice to meet you, sweetie.
Nice to meet you.
So what's y'all's plan for the rest of the day?
I'm gonna get some food.
Food?
Go meet up.
Gail, what's your plan?
I'm gonna meet up with Cindy and Joe because I'm the driver,
Okay.
and we're gonna try to grab something to eat. Oh, there's a restaurant right in the middle of the block.
Oh, okay.
You wanna come with us?
I'm gonna head back to camp. What's your name again?
I'm Gia.
What was it?
Gia.
Gia, nice to meet you. I'm Alex. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I live about 10 miles from here, so now I've been following the convoy since day one. Call me a groupie.
Wait, are you part of the convoy too?
Yes.
So
Yes.
He's from Ohio.
Yeah.
Oh, Ohio, what area?
Northwest corner.
Family, Youngstown area.
They had, I know it's totally irrelevant, but President Trump just had a rally in Greenwood, Ohio. Is that?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I taped it.
How did that go? What did he talk about? Did he say anything interesting?
He said, like, it sounds like he's going to run. I mean, it looks pretty affirmative.
Yeah.
And, yeah, everybody was pumped. I mean, there were so many people. I've never seen so many people.
All his rallies were like that. When I went to Nevada,
They're getting bigger.
that was crazy.
So, okay, well, I'm going to keep heading to the restaurant.
What's that?
Are you live still?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I've been showing that all day, sweetheart. Thank you, though. I appreciate the enthusiasm. Yeah.
I mean.
But you know what? Hey, pull it back out. Let's show it one more time. Anybody that's just tuning in?
Yeah, because Veronica can go watch her live stream later.
Well, I've been.
Anybody that's just tuning in?
Yeah.
Look, Veronica's wanting us to show this, so we're gonna do it. All right? No, we're gonna do all of them. Okay, if you guys want to read these, pause it and read them at your own accord.
Yeah.
We was just in there for AB 1797, creates an immunization tracking system giving all government agencies access to vax records of all persons. Okay, so when they're sitting in there talking about, oh, this is about the schools, these schools have these digital systems anyways, it's all optics. They're just trying to sway these people on the fence.
There's something, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
I want to point out, they said it's just, almost everybody has the digital tracking. They have not been into the backwoods. A lot of our country doctors, they're not on QuickBooks, they're on registries, they still use paper.
They might have their own systems, but this is giving all government agencies access.
They forget the people that aren't completely digital.
And they're trying to get rid of the non-compliance agreements, the non-compete agreements.
When you go out to the suburban and beyond, all those little ranching communities and doctors, go around this country and you'll see they've been living in a bubble too long.
Yeah.
They assume all that, but anyway, that's beyond the point. The point is freedom.
Freedom, yes.
We do not want to be tracked. Hitler tracked Jews with tattoos.
So how can people follow you?
I'm going to lunch.
Alex Glasgow on YouTube.
Yeah.
Alex Glasgow on YouTube. Awesome. Are you following me? Gail's following me, right? Yeah. Okay, so can you hook her up with my channel? Yeah. Thank you. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna head back to the Speedway. It's pretty dead up here. I have no idea when they're gonna reconvene for that bill. Lord, please let that get turned down. When SB or AB 2223 was on the health committee the other day, they passed it through onto the House of Origin. So I do not have any confidence in that health committee. They all seem like they're bought and paid for by all those lobbyists sitting out in the freaking hallways, not even wanting to explain their position on what they're lobbying for. So it's just corrupt beyond corrupt. These people need to get terminated. They need to get accountability, and first and foremost, even though it's the last on the list, they have to get exposed. So if these people are exposed, if we can spread the exposure of all these corrupt politicians, then we can get accountability for their corrupt actions. Waiting on the light. I want to pick up that cone and be a child and scream, but I do have a megaphone. What was it, 1797? Vote no on AB 1797. Vote no on AB 1797. See, I just learned about it today. Can't expect me to verbatim everything, guys. I might be, I might be kind of cool, but I'm not all the way cool. Oh, I can walk. Let's walk. Gotta cross the street legally. I'm not in a small town anymore. That stresses me out. Call your senators, call your health committees, call your governors, call your House reps, and demand accountability for all this nonsense. Demand exposure, demand they vote in favor of their constituents instead of lobbyist money. It needs to end. We need to reclaim America. Gotta get my case out here. It's got my magnet on it. You know, I wish the left lane was closed all throughout America, because it seems like the left are the ones pushing these corrupt, these corrupt bills that are violating our constitutional rights through. So when we look at this sign right here where it says left lane closed ahead, we need to make that a reality for our politicians that are on the left. I gotta switch my camera around. So get a little squeaky. It's gonna squeak. I might lock my screen. Yes, I did.